Hi. So I'm making this video for my book club because we're doing a thing. Go away, cat. So today we're supposed to convince people to read books, our favorite books or whatever. So I think there's nothing worse than when someone comes up to you and finds out that you like reading, and the first thing they ask is, what is your favorite book? Because the moment someone asks me this question, there is a 5-car pileup in my mind at that moment where I have forgotten everything. But also, they're not actually, you should not just say your favorite thing. You need to vibe read this person and give them the correct answer. So I am going to tell you the answer that I give to different type of people based on the vibe check, okay? All right, so first I want to start off with like the normie answer. Like, your coworker just asked you this question, okay? So, and you don't want to hit them with like some weird shit, okay? That is something you need to save for when you know that they're safe, okay? So, normie answer, I usually go with Interview with a Vampire because I do like this book. I read it maybe every 5-ish years, and I think I take something different away from it every time. Now, if they say like the TV show, tell them no, like the movie, because I watched the TV show and I watched one episode and I don't know what's going on there, but that is not the vibe I want someone taking away when they dive into this, okay? This is, I think the best thing that someone could take with this is you tell them that Anne Rice wrote this book in like a fit of grief right after their kid died. And and don't tell them anything else, because I think with that context, this book reads so much more different. And I think it's just something that really resonates with anybody at any stage of their life. Just like the grief of like loss and, questioning like, why is any of this happening, So this is the normie answer that I give, because it's quick, it's easy. I think most people have heard about it, especially if they're my age or older. Yeah. Don't let them read the rest of the series, okay? They don't need Gary Stu, the fucking series, okay? Just tell them to read the first book and then be done. All right, next. This next one is someone who's like, not your dad, but you look at them and they're like, this is a father, okay? It's time to bust out your favorite World War II book, okay? So we have 2 different answers. One is if this is a father figure, derogatory, okay? Go ahead and hit them with All Quiet on the Western Front. I do like this book. It's great. My favorite scenes are like whenever they're eating. I don't know. There's some kind of subtextual stuff in there that I don't want to discuss, that I get it, okay? It's also super short. Also, there's like a million different movies for this one. I personally like the black and white one, but this is a good one. I really enjoy it. If they are father figure affirming, okay? This is a person you like, okay? You can go, I like to say Slaughterhouse-Five. This is definitely good for someone who's like, kind of has like a morbid sense of humor, because even though there is terrible things happening in the setting of this book, it is so funny. I quote this book all the time now. It is definitely one of my favorite things. Unfortunately, I haven't read anything else by Kurt Vonnegut, so I can't say whether or not I like any of his other stuff. But yeah, normie, but your dad, okay? These are the answers. All right, next. Next is normie, but your grandparent, okay? We're gonna go ahead and hit them with And Then There Were None, okay? By Agatha Christie. This is a great book. This is like quintessential mystery novel, okay? I love it. It's great. And I love all these characters. They're all fucking terrible. And the great thing about this is that this is like one of the like best-selling books of all time. And it's so easy to read, and it's so like, and it's also considered a classic, which is interesting because, you know, people think classic and they think hard to read English that is barely English. And that is not true. We have all been alive for a very long time now. And classics don't have to be from the 1700s anymore, okay? You can read something a little more accessible, okay? But yeah, and then there were none. Grandma is gonna love this. She's probably read it. She probably loves it too. Then you can talk about it and be like, who's your favorite character? And why do you think it should have been? And what do you think, like, morally speaking, which of these people are worse? Get into a fight with Grandma. Read this book. Okay, those are the first normie answers. The next normie answers are, now this is a person who, let's say your coworker, Dan, asks you what your favorite book is because he's just trying to get to know you, right? But you ask Dan what's his favorite book, and he tells you, and he tells you his answer, and you can tell Dan has not read a book since he was a child, and that's fine. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with reading a book, saying your favorite book is Percy Jackson. There's literally nothing wrong with that. So when they say their favorite book is from their childhood, or this is a person who hasn't read a book since they were a kid, just tell them your favorite childhood book. It's fine, okay? They are not going to care, because they just want to have a conversation with you, and they just want to relate to you as a person. So you can go ahead and say your favorite childhood series. Mine is Inkheart. It's great. I haven't read the fourth book because it's been like a decade, okay? But I actually really like this series. This series made me excited about reading and made me feel like and also it's an isekai, if that gets them into it. So at least it becomes an isekai, like, no, it's an isekai for book one. I take that back. Or portal fiction, if you're old, like I am. But yeah, it's good. It's accessible. The second audiobook is narrated by Brendan Fraser, which, you know, American Heartthrob. Maybe that's good for you. I don't know. You can but yeah, if this is somebody that you like and you want to relate to them and they haven't read anything since childhood, you can just say your favorite book series. Now, you can also, if you like this person, if this person hasn't read a book since childhood and you don't like them, okay, go ahead and say your favorite childhood book that kind of isn't really for kids. So mine is Watership Down. It's really good. I don't know. This is also considered a classic, but I don't think a lot of Americans have read it personally, because it's from good old England or whatever. But it's really good. I also recommend reading this as an adult. It's very enjoyable, and brutal, and just, I'm obsessed now. I have a bunny rabbit tattoo on my leg now because of it. It's good. Also, if you're queer, read this right fucking now, okay? All right. Next, the next one is if this person is cool and your friend. This is not a stranger. This is maybe someone your age. Just go ahead and tell them that weird obsessive series that you have been obsessed with. If that's, Warrior Cats, go ahead and say that. If that's, Goosebumps, say that. For me, right now, it's Animorphs, and if you have to recommend a book from Animorphs to read right away, do not read book one. Read the Hork-Bajir Chronicles. You can actually read it without reading anything else, because the Animorphs aren't even in this book. It's just about the aliens in the universe, okay? And it's good. It's heartbreaking. It is about two different species coming. This is Project Hail Mary for children, okay? But it's about two different species coming together with vastly different intelligence to do things. Also, they're fucking not on the page. That would be insane. But they're getting down ugly style off page. And you're going to love this. As an adult, it's going to be good. Other option for your person who has never read a book since childhood, or if they are a child, you can just hit them with a nice little, safe option. Like, this is my regional favorite. It's called Hank the Cow Dog. Look at him. When I was a kid, this is like regional only Texas bullshit that literally nobody else I know has ever heard of here on the East Coast. And I mourn that every day. But yeah, it's safe. It's Sherlock Holmes, but with a dog. It's nice. Miss Coyote pretty. Look, there's pictures. It's adorable. Next. All right. I think that's it for all the normie answers. All right. So now we are going to move on to the not normie answers. Okay. Next. All right. This is for your friend who is a nerd, but maybe like a different flavor nerd than what you are. Okay. Maybe they play D&D. Maybe they're into video games. Maybe they're an anime enjoyer. Okay. So maybe they're big into fantasy or whatever that looks like. Okay. Now, I know what you're thinking. At this moment, you are tempted to say that your favorite book is Lord of the Rings or a Brandon Sanderson novel. Do not do this. Do not say those answers. That's like saying the Bible is your favorite book. Okay? Yeah, it's good, but it's a shit answer. Okay? We need real. It says nothing about you as a person. Okay? So let's talk about what you should actually say. Okay? So let's say this nerdy person is someone who is definitely a know-it-all, is testing you and shit like that, and like they're not asking you your favorite book because they want to get to know you. It's because they want to prove that you're LARPing or whatever as a fake fan, which would be insane. That's when you hit them with the non-European fantasy, okay? That's when I hit them with the Judas Blossom, okay? This is takes place in like, this is like Avatar, but in like Mongolian Persian Empire bullshit. It's so good. I haven't read the third book, but that's okay. The first book is perfect, and so is the second book. But they're really good. Now it is written by a white guy, and that's okay. I had a great time anyway. I also had it's a historical fiction fantasy thing, and you can be like, oh yes, I'm just so tired of like European themed fantasy because it's all the same, blah blah blah. I'm better than you because I don't read that. I'm reading other shit. So derogatory gatekeeper, you tell them this. That's what I do. Also, I do love these books. They're so good. Someone else please read them. Okay, next. Let's say this is a fantasy person, nerd person who is cool, okay? And they're not gonna be like testing you on your knowledge or anything like that, and that you actually want to be their friend. I like to say the White Dragon, which is one of the Dragon Riders of Pern books. I like it so much, I have 2 of them. I really like this book. It's realistically down to its bones. It's about a disabled boy overcoming and being the best version of himself despite his disabilities. And also, I do want to say that this is about a teenage boy, and it is probably the most accurately written teenage boy I have ever read. So you are going to get a lot of horny thoughts. I just want you to know that right now. This guy has like 3 girlfriends in this book at one point. Okay? You do have to read like the first 2 books first, and just keep in mind that these are old. So there's going to be some unsavory things. You just need to let it slide. Also, if you have someone who likes Fourth Wing and is like on the precipice of becoming a nerd, but hasn't like pulled the trigger, give them this, because this is just Fourth Wing, but and it's just as horny, okay? But it's not like on the page. There's fan fiction for that. It's fine. And there's decades of fan fiction for it. But yeah, I love this book. Jackson is like one of my favorite characters. He's great. Also Ruth, the big white dragon. They are telepathically connected and they talk to each other. Okay, kisses. All right, that's another answer for your nerdy friend. All right, different kind of nerdy friend. Okay, this is someone who hasn't read a book in a while because they're chronically reading fan fiction, okay? And they are reading novel-length fan fiction. And maybe they also like anime and like video games and stuff like that. But they haven't read a book that wasn't on AO3 in a while, okay? I would recommend The Iron Widow. And I love this book so much, I have 2 of them. This is basically like an anime fan's wet dream, okay? This is like Gundam fusion anime fight bullshit, okay? But yeah, like this one, we have pictures in it. Hold on. Like, this is the shit we're talking about, okay? I am gonna say this book isn't perfectly written. There are a lot of flaws, but you know what? They're not gonna notice because they've been reading fan fiction for the last 10 years, okay? Okay. But it's really good. The second book is also good, but it's like, I feel like it's been influenced by like what's popular, and I think that made it bad. I still read it. I still enjoyed it, but it's very tropey and not fun tropey like this one is. It's tropey bad. There's a third book coming out. Hopefully it wraps up the whole thing. I would really like that. All right. Iron Widow, done. Donezo. All right. Is that all the nerd answers? Yes. Oh, no, wait, there's one more. So, your nerdy anime friend asks you what your favorite book is, or manga, okay? I like to hit them with a classic, and not like classic like Dragon Ball Z, Yu Hakusho, okay? Like either a modern or older classic. Modern classic, I like to say My Brother's Husband. It's great. It's beautiful. It made me cry. Do not read anything else by this author. I am so serious right now. Or do, you know. I did. It was great. But also, if you don't like that, don't warn them, you know, like be like, hey, don't Google this guy. Just read this and then nothing else, all right? Because you don't want that shit to influence them while they're looking at this. But it is good. It's so good. Also, the art style is not very, like, anime, in my opinion. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? It's like a normal-ass art style that's not, like, super anime-y. And I enjoy that, okay? I also will like to hit them with a different classic, like a shoujo classic, like this, or basically anything by this author. And this also, it is very anime, but in like, not in the other direction, you know what I mean? And this, I would say, hit them with an older classic if they're like cool, and they're also like, have media literacy, so that you can talk in depth about like, the symbolism and the way that like panels are presented and like what it all means and like the elegancy of like the structure. This is something that I recommend to someone who I know is actually understands the medium of comic books, okay? And understands that the visuals are just as important as the narrative, okay? Next. This is gonna be a long ass video. I'm so sorry. I've forgotten who I was for a second. Okay, next. All right. Answers for gay people, but like normal gay people, not the BL reader, okay? If they're a romance reader, I like to say One Last Stop. This is a super easy read. It's also like time travel-y, sci-fi-ish, but it's considered temporary fiction. But there is, and I'm not a big fan of contemporary fiction, okay? But it is, it's really good. It's really enjoyable. I think you should go in with an open mind and just try to have fun. Like, don't take it too seriously. And don't think about how dirty that subway is. Don't think about it. Don't think about the piss-covered seats that are probably in there don't think about that. When you read this, I want you to pretend that this is the most pristine subway you've ever seen in your life. No one has ever touched it. Okay? It's magical and it's clean. If you pretend that that's what's happening, then you can get through this, okay, without dying. Okay, but other than that, it's cute and I like it. All right, next. There's a sub-genre of gay person who is... The cat's here. Go away. You're gonna knock this over. This is like for, I would say, you LGBT person who is not holding on to a lot of angst. And then I think there's a weird subgenre of queer person who exclusively reads horror because it is just like, I identify my journey as an LGBT person with the horrors. I personally don't vibe with that, except sometimes I do. It be like that sometimes. I like to say The Spirit Bears Its Teeth because it's great. It's also historical fiction. It's YA. And the audiobook is a fucking banger. Okay? You should listen to it. Don't even read the book. Just listen to the audiobook. This one's signed. Ooh. Anyway, is this one signed? No. Her line was too long. The door is opening, I think. I'm back. Someone came home. This is a small apartment, okay? All right, next. Let's say someone asks you what your favorite book is, and they're an academic or whatever. They went to college, or they think they're smarter than you, okay? They just want to feel smarter than you. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, most of the time anyway. So, you might want to go with a safe answer, like The Great Gatsby, and I'm gonna say this now, don't do that. Don't go with your go-to. Don't go with the safe answer. You want to pick a classic that you've read that isn't like a household name, okay? So if they are a cool person and they're not gonna judge you for being dumb, you could just say your favorite classic, which mine is Moll Flanders. I love Moll Flanders. She's girl boss, gatekeep, manipulate her way through life. And you know what? And she kind of is in her hoe era for her whole life, and I think that's great. And also, there's this meme on Tumblr that says that's like, do you have anything left to say before we hang your husband for treason? And the lady is like, sir, you can't hang him, he's already hung. Like, that's this book in a meme. But yeah, this is the classic answer I like to give if this person is cool and not have some kind of weird superiority complex. Okay? Boom. Okay? If you hate this person and you want to prove you're better than them, go ahead and say anything by Mary Wollstonecraft. This is actual good feminist classic literature, and better if they are oh, my favorite author is Virginia Woolf or Jane Austen. You for the next 3 hours just go off about how they're all fake and you hate them and they're not real feminist classic literature people because they were too much of a pussy to kill themselves and they just decided to conform instead. Okay? And that's why you think Mary Wollstonecraft is better. And just start yapping until that person walks away, okay? That's what I do. Next, if this person is LGBT and they're gonna say shit like, James Baldwin or Dorian Gray, okay, you're boring. I get it. And that's when you say, my favorite queer classic is Maurice by E.M. Forrester. And they go, I've never heard of that. What about these other things? And then you say, I'm sorry, I like happy endings. And not just bury your gays and kill them all and be sad, okay? Maybe you like drama and maybe you want the CW version of Dorian Gray. That's when you pick up Maurice. It is so good. It is literally, I have this in my copy. I annotate my copy. This is a fucking roller coaster ride. It is literally like the most melodramatic brat bullshit I've ever read. And I would come home every day after reading it and I would like tell my roommate and wife the update based on what I had read that day. And it was like gossip every day. It's great. I love it. It's fun. And I think that's something interesting about this book is that it's a classic and it's not boring, because that's something that people associate with classics, is that they think it's all boring. It's not. We can be a little bit of a hoe. Exhibit A, Exhibit B. Okay, next. Those are for your person who is an academic and thinks that you only read drivel. You do, but you read classical drivel. Okay, next. The next answer is for nonfiction people. Now, when do you bring up a nonfiction answer as your favorite book? This is for people who are grindset mindset tech bros, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. I run into a lot of these people because I work with them and every day of my life. And now you might be tempted to say something profound to show that you're more woke than they are, like the will to change. Don't say that. Don't say the will to change, okay? That's, you just got a pre-boxed answer there, okay? You got a Lego set that was already built when you say that answer, all right? If you can say Ace. I like this book. It's great. Very educational. Also, if they're like a kind of a chill person who's like, you know, maybe okay with talking about maybe some uncomfortable topics, I think I would give them this answer. This book is great even if you're not Ace. Like if you are like, what is the allosexual, if that is you, then I think this book is interesting. It made me understand me more. Okay, it's great. There are some things I don't like about it, but I do like it. Also, like they were like, oh, you're learning every day. Wow. Next, you can just, I like sometimes if I don't want to have a discussion with this person and I just want to give them an answer and then not talk to them about it, I will go historical nonfiction route. And usually I'll say anything by Emma Southern. I don't know how to say this lady's name. But she is, I would call her popular history. She's super easy to read. She's funny and it's a good time. She has this book and then she also has one about murder in Roman times, and they're both really good and really easy to read. And I feel like it's one of those books where you can read like a chapter a week and like not pick it up, like not just binge it. You can read it a little bit at a time and it's still really enjoyable. And very accessible. I think a lot of people think nonfiction is not accessible to read because it's gonna assume that you are already like smart and knowledgeable on the topic. No. What you are gonna want to look for is like pop science, pop history, pop sociology, because those are like easy, accessible for the general public nonfiction. That's what you want to read. I don't think The Will to Change is pop sociology. It is not. It kind of expects you to know some shit. It expects you to be versed a little bit, not pop nonfiction. That would be my go-to. Next is, last but not least, if someone who is also a reader asks you what your favorite book is, just tell them what your current obsession is, because they understand that this answer is going to change in 6 months. They get it. That they understand that this question is hell. They understand that they can't even answer this question because there are 5 million different answers. If this person reads too, you can just say whatever the hell your current obsession is. It's not a big deal. Like, so mine is this. I'm not even going to go over it because everyone in the Discord has already read it. So it's great. I will say, if you haven't read this, you can do the audiobook too. It's pretty good. But I need you to do me a favor. You're going to be tempted to imagine Ryan Gosling. Do not do that. Don't do that. I need you to find your friend who is a teacher, and I need you to pretend that it's them in the book, okay? Because I think if you imagine heartthrob Ryan Gosling, this book is going to be ruined for you. You can do that after you're done reading and you watch the movie, okay? But you have to imagine your nerdy high school teacher friend who looks like Qui-Gon Jinn, Mr. B Money, okay, is out in space. Your gangly friend, Mr. B Money, who is, you know, an entomologist, and you text him every 2 months with a picture of a bug, and he sends you a 5 million paragraph text messages, and then you never talk to him again. Imagine that friend, okay, is going into space and is the main character, because then this book is readable, and you're not going to be tempted to look up fan fiction or fan art the entire time, or imagine that Markiplier is there, okay? All right, but yeah, that's it. Those are my answers. I'm sorry this is a long video. I don't know if you can tell that this is unscripted. All right, hugs and kisses. I love you. Use the library card.